I'm gonna get it right one day. Hey, remember how many times you used to do the messages for your voicemail? It goes something like this. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for locking into another episode of I'll Piss You Off Shortly. This is the podcast where we debate everyday issues, pushing your thought process beyond what's normal. The topics discussed here are meant to be intense, promote growth, and at times may have you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Me too, a little bit. We may not always agree, and we will more than likely have varied opinions. But with that being said, I can't promise to be your favorite podcaster. Neither do I want to. But I can promise to be transparent, fair, and open-minded. So please, if you think you've got the stamina, passion to debate, analyze, and challenge the normal, please take a number. I promise you, I'll piss you off shortly. Hey, mama, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast. Yo, what's going on? That was so dope, Joe.
You got a podcast, all right.
Hey,
that is, by the way, I think everybody should know this, that you produced that yourself, yes?
Yes, I produced that myself at 3 o'clock in the morning, baked off my ass. But nonetheless, this is what we get.
That was awesome.
Thank you. I had so much fun creating this. I'll tell you this. So what started it was getting ready for everything with the YouTube channel, right? I'm uploading videos. I go to sleep because I'm just now realizing that it takes so long for something just to publish on there. So or process. Yeah. So I have 3 videos trying to go up there. And then I wake up in the morning and it's like, yo, you can't do this. Copyright. And I'm like, shit. It's definitely the Lupe song. I love the song. Show goes on. Too. I love it so much. For one of my deployments, wake up, that was my alarm. Show goes on was my alarm. My truck, everybody in my truck knew that was our out song and our entry song. And when I go to bed, I listen to that shit. So people had to listen to it for 6 months straight, at least, of all 4 times a day. So, but yeah. So anyways, they were copywriting me. I thought the violins were going to play in effect. It didn't. It literally was a copyright on the first 5 seconds. So I was like, damn, they got me there. So struggling to figure it out. Finally got something that's not going to copyright me. Put my own little, script to it. And I got tired of reading the actual intro every week. So I said, let's, kill 2 birds with one stone. So, hey, why not? So yeah, and there we go. And then the actual logo, we were talking about marketing. I was thinking about marketing this past week, how can I market better? How can I, even just brand wise, how can I, outreach? So I sat around with it, played with the logo for a little bit, bumped heads with a couple people just to see, bump minds, I should say. And we came out with that. I love using the clown emoji now, especially in this modern day with everything going on. As you guys have noticed, there's some play to it, black and yellow. I love my Steelers. And yeah, we'll go a little bit deep dive. That might be a blog. I'll save that for a blog because I owe you guys a bunch of blogs. But yeah. So yeah, that's my marketing. That's I'll piss you off shortly. The difference, we're elevating, I should say, Joe, a little bit, and changing the game a little bit.
Well, that's the way you're gonna do it,
So
up your game whenever you want. Look at that.
Oh,
we'll change it all up.
That looks so smooth, so smooth. I don't know. It feels a little bit more livelier too. I don't know. I'll see what people start to say in the comments. But talking about livelier, I'm exhausted. I went to the beach today. It was super fun, family fun day for me. I didn't think I was going to actually make it. I was like, can I call out for my own podcast? I totally forgot how freaking tiring the beach is. Me and my family, we're a family full of swimmers. My grandmother had a pool. May she rest in peace. We all grew up going there, Micanopy, Florida. And she had a pool. I grew up swimming and everything like that. So we're all, beach swimmers, pool swimmers, whatever. But my brother has a beach house down there, or got a beach house down there, and his family, my family, went down there and just swam our butts off. We all were out in the ocean, Connecticut, out in Old Saybrook, and just had the time of our lives. So needless to say, if I pass out, don't worry, guys, I'll be okay. Just cut the camera, Joe.
Yeah,
I'll be asleep. Just let Danielle.
I'll just start rolling the Karens.
There you go.
We've always got the Karens Go Wild videos.
Oh man, but it was good. It was good. I don't know. Are you a beach guy or a pool guy or
I have a pool, and
why
whenever
am
I
I not at your
wasn't,
house?
well, we've talked about this. I
Oh, we
told you.
have.
I mean,
We
we could
have.
definitely, yeah. I had some people over here yesterday. We were working on another show. We're social distanced, but we're
There you
still,
go.
you could still social distance in a pool and sitting around the old campfire. If you know what I
There you
mean?
go.
Oh
Nice.
yeah. So I know, but I did quite a few. I did actually did a couple shows today, and when I wasn't down here in the studio, I was in the pool.
Nice.
That was
The
my whole
very,
day. Oh yeah.
very well needed. And I forgot, like at first I got into when we got into the water, I was like, shoot, this water's cold. I forgot once you get into ocean water, once you actually just dive in, you're totally good. It's not like when you go in a pool water, you kind of get that breeze and you're like, okay, this is really chilly. Like your body like becomes one. I don't want to get all like crazy or like spiritual or anything like that, but it was kind of weird and it felt good just to get like, I don't know. It was like that little cleansing. Maybe I got baptized today. Don't nobody kill me for my bad sense of humor. But baptized, maybe it was the rejuvenation of not I shouldn't say rejuvenation, but I guess we use that rejuvenation of like me and my brother's relationship. Not to say that we had a bad one at all, but it's just been a very long time that me and him actually got like one-on-one time to bond. So it was good for that. Just being able to, be back with him and, just, I don't know, it felt good, especially the way I look up to him, as him mentoring me and being my bigger brother. It was cool. And then just seeing the families and all that. So good family fun time. I wish talking about family fun time. Does your family support you?
In what way?
So like if you reach out to your family, you're like, hey, podcast. Like how many of your family members are like, I've subscribed to X amount of your podcast?
I'm going to assume all of them, but I suppose I could look at the numbers and find out. They pretend to.
Okay,
they like the stuff for the most part. I think.
See, I think I can't say that because my younger two siblings, they've supported, and actually one of the couple of their friends have gotten the merch, but I can't get my family members to buy one lick of merch. You know that?
That's
I can't
crazy.
get one person to buy some merch, but everybody else that has been buying merch, thank you guys. You guys have almost bought out the His America's Crumbled shirts. I'm gonna have to restock and redo that. So if you guys don't know, go to IPYOS.com, go to the merch section. You'll see all the merch up there. Keep getting that merch, keep supporting. That's where we get nice logos like this and changes to the game. I think I'm gonna keep that actual picture up there. But even though because I like the original, we got to keep our foundation.
I really do love the original so much.
I do.
I'm torn as to whether I want to go with the new logo look or the old. Although I suppose,
see with
Rob,
the new,
I could do both.
You can do both. And actually, I have a
switch.
shirt for you when we do run into each other, see each other. I have a shirt for you. And then with the new logo, it's gonna be a nice like left chest logo. I think I'll be able to flip a couple good things with that. So as you guys see up here, go ahead and get that merch. We got the nice shirts. We got the face mask now. If you're brave, if you really want to go out there, we got the Clan Hunter mask. Or we got his America Crumbled anti-45, which I love. Everybody loves that one. I passed a couple of those out. So yeah. So go get the merch. Once again, I'll pitch you off shortly.com. Oh man, I'm after all this food, after all this swimming, I've gotten so hungry, and that's probably where my mind is right now. Have you ever, and the only thing that's been on my mind the past like 7 days, have you ever had Waffle House?
I don't believe I have, and I know this is going to sound like a lie, but I actually don't like waffles.
Okay.
I'm more of a French toast guy, Rob.
Okay. So that would be more like IHOP, and then I'm trying to remember the other place, but those places are trash. So IHOP, Waffle House, you can only those places are trash. We're not even gonna worry about those places. We're Waffle House. I think the closest place is like somewhere south of Jersey, maybe New York. Oh, Pennsylvania. Matter of fact, like 3 hours away. I looked it up one time. So it's Pennsylvania out west, like 3 hours away. But IHOP, Jesus, get IHOP out my mouth. Waffle House. Waffle House is the only place where, like, if the cook isn't walking in after me, smoking a bogey, which Here we go. Oh, we haven't done this in a while. What was I naming that segment before? Teaching people words.
Barney style.
Barney style. Here's a Barney style
Boop.
word for boop.
I'm ready for that.
Here's a Barney style word for you guys. Bogey. So if the cook wasn't smoking a bogey after me, and when I say bogey, Barney style, a cigarette to those uncultured folks. I'm speaking of a cigarette, preferably Marlboro or Newport. It plays a factor. I don't want them touching my food. If they didn't come in after me from smoking a cigarette, late night dinners, you can't touch my food. Those are the best cooks. The dirtier the place looks at a Waffle House, the better. I promise you. And you're looking at me like, what are you talking about? This sounds disgusting.
I don't understand what's happening. I don't, but I do enjoy Barney style, and I want to learn something new.
Okay, so we'll go back to bogey a little bit. A bogey is a bogey is a street term for a cigarette, or you'll hear some people say square, Lucy. Those usually you'll hear somebody say, "Hey, you got a bogey." I use it a lot. I think I learned it in high school. I want to say it was high school from actually one of my cousins, but anyways, nonetheless, I don't want to rat them out. But anyways, and then it came back.
Limitations just run out. You're fine.
So, oh no, not in my family. My mom or my aunt still come beat somebody. That's the only woman I'm still scared of. Not my girlfriend, not anybody else. My mom. My mom could literally still put hands on me, and I'd probably still run. But anyways, nonetheless. And then it just transpired. I had a friend from Florida in the military that I hung out with a lot, and he used to wear square and bogey all the time. So it just kind of transfers. And I smoke bogeys. I gotta quit. I've been trying to quit. I've cut back a lot. But anyway, so yeah, the term bogey, I don't know exactly where it came from, like where it derived from. Picked it up in the streets. Now I learned it. Now you guys learn it. We'll do some. That might be something we'll do some quick research on at some point and derive the term. But I know like a square. The term square came from when you pack it, and the way you pack it, it actually turns like it forms. The cigarette will form into a square. So I used to think I was cool as a little private packing a square, and all my little cigarettes would be a square instead of a circle or cylinder. But yeah. So sorry to get on a little a nasty nicotine rant, but we're adults here. That's why we're past the 9 o'clock hour, right?
That's right. Learning something new.
Learn something new every day. But anyway, so back to Waffle House. Waffle House is so good. It's one of those places where you can't go during the day. It's after 10 p.m. My preferably time after midnight. Drunk from the club, drunk from a night out, and anything pretty much goes at Waffle House, but the food is just so fattening and buttery. It's like open flat grill type deal, and you get all your breakfast food, and the waffles aren't like thick and like where it's just like they're like really bread or doughy, I should say. It's nice, thin, moist, and then the syrup onto it. I used to get not the Grand Slam, the like pick your 5. It's like a 5-pick, and I would get like the waffles, the fried egg, my bacon over. Oh, so good. Wow, my mouth is drooling right now. So, but what I learned about Waffle House was that it's really hard to open one. And then pretty much in Connecticut, the laws and everything are pretty much impossible. But I would love to put one on 95 between Bridgeport and New Haven, and then at the intersection of 691 and the Merritt. Like I think those would be 2 money pits that like night travelers I would go every weekend just to go to Waffle House. I'd probably go back to the club, probably go back and have a nightlife.
Why is the government trying to keep Waffle House out of our lives?
Well, the taxes. It's Lamont. Well, let's not blame Lamont. It's been a Connecticut issue for a while, but Connecticut just can't get right, And I think that's why they probably survive so much down south. Like if you go down south, you're gonna see, especially in Georgia, you're gonna see a Waffle House every exit, maybe 2. So
I can't believe I've never been to one.
We're gonna have to take a road trip.
I would do that.
Oh, how about instead of whatchamajig, go to White Castle? We can do Rob and Joe Rob and Joe go to Waffle House.
Joe go to Waffle House. Yeah, I can get a camera crew together for this. We can make this happen.
Let's do it. I'm super down. That's a good episode. So, but while we're talking about Waffle House, I'm actually going to be able to go soon. And actually, this is going to be kind of a surprise for everybody else. I'm going to be the next couple episodes will be offsite. Alert, announcement. I will be down in Georgia, so I will definitely be going down to a Waffle House because I'm helping a family member move, which I'm super happy for. And happy birthday to that family member, one of my mentors, as well, my big cuz. Like, I'm so proud of this guy, and he's finally like moving his life down to Georgia, and I'm helping him assist him. So yes, I'm going into the trenches of COVID. You guys pray for me and hope that I come back safely and we can do more episodes other than the 2 that are going to be remote. But yeah. Waffle House I will have, and I will let you know. But we're going to do our trip anyways. I promise you. We're going to do our trip.
That sounds great.
So hopefully I can come back in time and also quarantine myself because school starts soon. And, I don't want to spread anything to Donnie as he goes to school, to kindergarten for the first time. I didn't check up on the brief from the state. I know Lamont supposedly said something today, but we just recently got a new update, and pretty much we got to put them in a bubble to send them to school and make them hold their breath for 45 seconds out of 60 seconds every minute. And then, I don't know, a bunch of other stuff. It's crazy. I think they're going to be eating like Lysol wipes later at some point for lunch.
Yeah, this whole thing is it's still weird, and it's still too uncertain. I think that's, you're like a month away from this all going down, and not everyone's clear exactly what the plan is.
I'm not clear. They're not clear. Even the federal government isn't clear. We know that. So we're pushing. I don't know who it was, but I think I saw a tweet that said we're safe enough to send our kids to school, but we're not safe enough to have meetings still in person. We're still having Zoom meetings or something like that. I said, damn, that's a good point. We want to send our kids to school, but we can't have face-to-face meetings though. We're still meeting over Zoom. So yeah, it's very interesting. We're still debating here whether or not we want to send our son. I think it just the things that you have to, the hoops and everything that you got to go through, it's pointless. I'd rather just stay home. So, all those, advertisers that want to, support somebody, somebody that has a son that doesn't want to get COVID, go ahead and send those dollars this way so I can stay home with my son. So go ahead. I got a bunch of good podcasters. We're ready,
The big argument everybody's making is that the death rate is super low in kids, which is actually quite accurate, and that's really fantastic. But it doesn't do anything for the 29% of teachers over 50, and it doesn't do anything for the kids bringing it home to their parents, who, again, have been quarantined for 5 months to do their part. So I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't know what's the number of kids that people are comfortable seeing dead, or at least infected with COVID, which, again, people don't understand, too. Getting COVID sucks. And for a lot of people who got it, they've got lingering effects. And in one case, I got a buddy who lives in Wallingford who's got serious lung issues that he developed from COVID, and the doctors have told him, he's been seeing them periodically, we don't know if this is ever going to cure for you. This is ever going to go away. This might be permanent damage.
Wow.
So this is not the flu. This is you are done with the flu in a week, and you're up and eating ice cream, and you're fine.
Yeah.
This thing will cripple you for 3 months.
Oh my God! Why can't the orange man get it? Man, I wish. It's just like,
here's a great question too.
Let's see. Who's going to take care of those children? Exactly. And not even that. Who's going to take care of those grandparents that are taking care of these children? Because that's their last line of defense. But that's a very good question. You can't have children out here getting sick that are with parents that are supposed to be working at home. Now you're really hurting them. And then what are we going to do when that child spreads it to another child or spreads it to their older sibling that's in the same school? You're going to shut everything down. And it's just like, I get it. You guys want to boost the economy, but nothing's going to change, especially when it's already going remote. They're already saying for our son, it's tablet learning. You have 3 ways to go to school. You can fully go. And if you go fully, guess what? The teacher is literally online, whatever. Like, you're not getting up from your desk. You're not moving. You're not, you know what I'm saying? The kid has to stay there, by the way, with a face shield and a face mask. So you're literally going to have this kid, a 5-year-old, in a mask and a clear face shield, looking like he belongs in Star Wars, trying to focus for 20 minutes and only with a 5-minute break. What the hell is your problem, Connecticut?
What could possibly go wrong with that scenario?
I just want to stand. It's super. Oh, no backpacks. For anybody that's outside of Connecticut, this is kind of, and it's all kind of citywide or district wide. But for us, it's like no backpacks, no papers or anything like that. I literally, and then they're getting tablets and stuff like that. So I might as well just keep them home. And I'll integrate, do whatever I can, you know, for the next 2 or 3 hours, because that's literally all it takes. All these parents that are complaining, and yes, I'm going to dig into y'all because I've been doing it since March. Not to say by myself, but I've been the primary person taking care of my son's education. Guess what? It takes 2 or 3 hours to give him a whole lesson load, and then guess what? Another hour or so to give him some life lessons. There you have it. It's not hard. All these sorrows and stuff are coming from families, once again, that are too privileged and enabled. And for those families that actually have one parent working or whatever, in that case, I understand that. But then at the same time, that also falls on your responsibility of how you raise your child. Not to say everybody's perfect. Hell, I was a heathen. I used to run ragged, but I still got my education. And honestly, I kind of feel like we're still putting a little bit too much emphasis on the same bullshit ass curriculum that we've had for centuries that really doesn't teach us shit after the 9th grade, if we really want to be real. So now we have to pay somebody to babysit instead of really teach and educate. We're having babysitters. I think Jordan said in the comments, I'd rather pay Jordan to pay. I'll pay somebody $25 an hour to go ahead and bust through some lessons. Give me the curriculum. We'll go ahead and make sure it's done. Hell, that's actually a profit right there. I heard somebody, was it pod learning or something like that the rich folks are trying to do, this pod learning. You pay one private teacher, they get like $100 an hour or something like that. And they get like 10 or like 5 to 10 students of themselves, and they learn in like a specific, like they rotate houses pretty much. So like a group of like 10, we'll say 10 privileged children, you know, that go to privileged areas, their parents would pay an educator $100 each an hour just so they can do that. You know, but hell, if you want to go ahead and go on, you should be able to go. I think educators that have certain criteria or certifications, what are those websites like Fiverr and all that? They should be able to go and privatize or thumbtack all those websites as a private teacher and be the educator. Give a baseline curriculum. That's where you should put the money at, Connecticut. Get a baseline curriculum, put the money in that, and then let the teachers or whatever and all these other, and put those funds into that, giving the families to be able to pay for that. Since you guys want to hold all the other responsibilities, I remember in the past, if a child didn't go to school, you were locking parents up and everything else. Hold them to that same accountability. I don't know. There's a lot of changes that the world can do to go ahead and to accommodate to the students instead of the students accommodating to the world, I think. Let's see here. What we have a comment right here that says, and thank you, Shanice, for commenting. School doesn't teach us anything we really need to know for the world of life. Exactly. I completely agree with that. When I did my semester, go ahead, Joe.
The Pythagorean theorem has not come into use at all since I left high school. Has not been applied anywhere, nor has Hammurabi's code. You know what would have been useful? Maintaining a checkbook or doing your own taxes class.
Yes, washing your own clothes. You know, something like that. You know, how to start a business. What is an LLC? what is a W-2? What is it, 1099? What investment purposes? Like, what are actually, things that are purposeful instead of
calligraphy.
Poetry.
Poetry is a hobby. Poetry doesn't need to be taught in school.
Like, what's crazy? I was a big poet in high school. You want to know direct lyricist? I actually won some big old thing in New Haven back 30 something or 20 something years ago. It was like a big citywide. I actually did the NAACP Axel competition. I made it to nationals. I totally bombed. They're like, yo, you're definitely not a poet. You're definitely more of a rapper. So stick to that. And then I realized I couldn't write a 16 worth shit. So here I am podcasting after doing a bunch of other stuff. So nonetheless, but yeah.
Here's a cheap shot at me. Yeah, my daughter just chimed in. How to iron a dress shirt would have been helpful for many people I
know. Shots fired. Oh,
That's
whatever happened to home ec and shop classes in school? Exactly. Like, I took I want to say it was fashions, but fashions played into like actual like sewing and shit, which I learned how to sew. And then I actually learned how to cook. And then I did woodworking where I made like a wood clock, which was pretty cool. But
I learned how to cook when I was 40.
40?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like 5 years ago. That's when I learned how to cook.
I probably had to learn how to cook when I was 4.
And
good. That was see,
it helps to learn as an adult.
All right, so what do you know how to cook? What are your meals?
Well, my bangingest meal that I make is a roasted chicken. I have a special way that I do it that the meat slides off the bone, but the skin is crispy and delicious. I use a lot of salt and pepper, oregano, and my secret recipe. I also stuff that bad boy with garlic and with lemon. And I get high praise for that one. That is something
there you
I've
go.
mastered. So yeah, that's my dish.
Okay, that's your little signature.
I'm gonna make you that. You'll love it. It's amazing. It's my mother-in-law calls me all the time when she's trying to cook to make that. Because there's a very specific way to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to that. I'm trying to think in my head what's my signature dish. I don't know anything on the grill. I know that's a cheat code, but like I'm a more grill person. I guess like breakfast. Breakfast is definitely a forte of mine. I can make a mean breakfast sandwich. There we go. I can season something really nice and I can make a mean breakfast sandwich. Oh, I see a lot of people are commenting with the.
You're getting fired up on that.
Let's go. I'm making it ass. That's what we're talking about. And then I think you got some kudos though. I think you got some kudos that you make some good big.
I did. It's about time I got some kudos. Yeah, this is truth about that chicken I make. It's really good. It's the only thing I really do very well. But I have a few dishes that I can make. I actually make a really good Kenyan beef.
Okay.
Which is outstanding. That's a really good one I do.
See, I can marinate. I can marinate. Apparently, I'm good at marinating string beans pretty well. I think I get my compliments on that pretty well. And my ribs, and my turkey burgers. I'm a basic guy. Just the simple stuff. But you know what I do love? I love my summer treats, especially in the summer heat. Love my summer treats and my summer heat. Question: are you a Dairy Queen guy or Cold Stone or a what? What's your stilo on the ice cream?
So there's a Dairy Queen about 4 minutes from my house.
Okay.
And it's mostly been that.
Okay.
And then there's something downtown here that's some kind of a creamery or something, like old timey or whatever. My wife takes them down there sometimes. I can't be bothered. Yeah,
so I love ice cream only from certain places because like it's so creamy and super thick. But as you put up my thing, those ices, I would take an icy over an ice cream any day. Like I remember as a kid, you would go grab like a handful, like not a handful, but 1 or 2 of them, go outside, crunch them. I remember like my sister and stuff, they would always want to cut them Nah, I gotta bite it
Oh yeah,
open. Like
I'm gnawing the end off of that bad boy, and I'm biting like the whole end part, and spit the plastic, swallow the top part. Yeah, and then suck on that, get all the juice out of it, and then eat the. That's the way to go.
See, my little trick is you gotta bang it on the counter around. Like you gotta soften it up a little bit. I don't like it like when it's too hard, but soften it up a little bit, perfectly fine. Gnaw it on, going perfect treat right there. Have you ever had similar to that, like Italian ice? Like vaquitos to be I know I'm stupid. Vaquitos to be exactly.
I don't know. Have I? Yeah, of course.
I meant to say vaquitos. I think if for all those that don't know what vaquitos is probably like the best Italian ice I've ever had. Period. And it's local in Connecticut. So if you're ever in Connecticut, definitely go get you some vaquitos. Probably the best Italian ice in the world. I'll say hands down. I think we have, here we go. We have somebody, Jordan, go ahead, chime in. Vaquitos, Italian ice is bomb. I saw somebody else say Puerto Rican limbers is an amazing treat. I haven't had that in so long.
Oh, wow.
So I
ice
definitely
cream is way better than that dyed ice.
Oh, shots fired.
That's some hurtful stuff right there.
Wow. I think the only ice cream I could say might be a little bit better than that is the Thai ice cream where they make it like right in front of you. Other than that bullshit at Cold Stone, the Cold Stone was super just thick and nasty. Like, ugh. Oh, just ate a pint of watermelon Italian ice, Jordan. I am so jealous. I gotta go get me some tomorrow. But yeah. Other than that, so did you ever grow up with like a candy lady that had like the icy cups for like 25 cents, the quarter cups?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I almost blocked that from my memory until you just brought it up.
I miss those days. Like
those were good.
Those days were good. Hot days like this, literally go get you some change. Our quarter lady or our candy lady, you have a quarter cup, and then she would have all like the little bootleg candies, like the candy sticks, the candy cigarettes, and all that. Literally go for $1 for all you young heads. I'm so glad you guys never experienced that greatness to be able to go into a store with $1 and come out with a handful of stuff and be thrilled for hours and hours on end for the day with you and your friends. You guys will never be able to experience that, and you guys lost out. Ha ha, boo hoo. I'm sorry. Oh, but anyways. We know, so teach a little piece of history here since we're on candy snacks and summer treats. How familiar are you with the ice cream truck song?
It's hilarious because, well, I know what's going to happen here. And yes. I knew earlier today when I did the pre-production for the show, and I was in my pool, Rob, and I was swimming with my son, Elliot, who you know, and he's a big ice cream guy. And all of a sudden, it happened. Literally. Yeah, it happened. This came up my street, and he wanted ice cream, and I was like, we're not buying any ice cream from that racist son of a bitch. And then I explained it to my wife, and now we can explain it to everybody else.
Yes. Well, here, let's go ahead and play this video and kind of give him a backstory, and we'll go from there.
Hello, children. Trying to cut a watermelon? Yeah, you George Washington, Henry Clay, Abraham, Lincoln, Woodrow, Wilson, Jackson. You them Thompson niggas quit rolling them bones and come down and get your ice cream. Ice cream? Yes, ice cream. Cut up man's ice cream. Watermelon. Well, I went down to Cookville the other afternoon. There I saw a yellow girl, her name was Susie Lou. She was sitting on the rail with the heel was in the pan. She ate watermelon, the prince in the pan. Says I'm a Susie dear, when you give your heart to me. You keep a honey boy, and prison don't you see? The juice from the watermelon trickles down the chin. Make it nigga hungry now and tell you like things. Then a nigga love a watermelon, ha, ha, ha. Nigga love a watermelon, ha, ha. Burn it up, the baby when we have another food. And it's nothing like the watermelon for the hungry food. Nigga love a watermelon, ha, ha.
All right.
Nigga love a watermelon, ha, ha.
I think we can cut it now, Joe.
Yeah, maybe they could pick a different song for the ice cream trucks.
Yeah. So, you know, when this got brought to my mind, brought to my attention, I remember this was a couple years ago. I kind of like just shrugged it off and I didn't think about it for like some other time. And I did some research, right? Because I had heard it once again. I was down south, I was down in Georgia, and I blew it off. And then I heard the ice cream truck again. And I was like, damn, it brought back the memory. So did you know, first and foremost, that song was released in 1916, I believe from Columbia Records. Harry C. Brown released that. He was the guy singing. And if anybody didn't hear what the chorus kind of stated, nigger love a watermelon, ha, 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 ha. The original melody came from an early 19th century song called Turkey in a Straw, or what other people refer to as a British song, The Old Rose Tree, which I believe was brought here by Scott Irish immigrants, if I remember correctly. And they kind of would sing the Old Rose Tree, which had the same harmony as the Turkey in the Straw, as the Nigger Love a Watermelon. But it was more of a remix to their journeys. So kind of a backstory. So now we're early 1800s with this melody. So now we get into the 1860s. So now in the 1860s, this is when we get Turkey in a Straw, and it flips. They now use Turkey as a straw because now you get the blackface minstrel shows. And they flip the lyrics to Turkey in the Straw, which I believe it then becomes titled Zip Coon. So anybody that's not familiar with Zip Coon, that's the blackface character that white people created as the original blackface, pretty much, was Zip Coon in that sense. So that was pretty much Zip Coon's Turkey in the Straw was Zip Coon's theme song. So from Turkey in the Straw, Harry Boone decided to remix it and play off of it because of the big play off of Watermelon and how black people in blackface, a lot of those characters would be eating a bunch of watermelon. So yeah, there's our little history for that as we go into
Yup, that's racist.
Yep, that's racist. I got silent because I'm literally looking at your face, and it's just like.
But you know, Rob, here's the thing: is I know there's some jerk off out there who wants to like argue, like it was different times then. You can't judge that now, and it's like, pick a different song. Like literally anything else will do.
You know,
anything,
and it goes back to just saying with the swastika. The swastika never derived, I shouldn't say never, but it didn't initially start as a hateful thing. It was something to do with with the Buddhists or the Hindus. Or, sorry if I'm culturally wrong, in that realm. And then the Germans took it and flipped it to some hateful shit. Now, guess what? The population knows it as something hateful. Switch the shit, or you know what I'm saying? Don't use it. Same, hey, ice cream trucks. Now I feel like if you have an ice cream truck and I see it, if you stop, I should be like, can we change your song? There's a bunch of songs out there. Can't name them off the top of my head, but there's a bunch of R&B songs that mention ice cream trucks. There's a bunch of pop songs. I'm sure Taylor Swift has a bunch of ice cream songs. So we'll figure it out.
I think there's no reason why they shouldn't all be playing Wu-Tang, as Unique Gomez has just suggested. I'd be fine with that.
No, that would be hilarious. I want to know where this would.
The 36 flavors of death.
That was a good.
Thank you.
That was good. Touche. So yeah. So if you guys hear that tune on an ice cream truck, please be sure to let them know that I, Rob Benjamin, do not appreciate it. And I wish they would change it, and I hope that you would hope that they change it as well. And yeah, let's try and find a new song for ice cream trucks to play. Speaking of treats, serious question before we get into the Yep, That's Racist. Would you ever get a bouquet of chocolate candy penises for your wife?
I can't see a scenario where I would do that. No.
So Pete, so my mom, as we were helping my cousin pack up to move to Georgia, we found a CD mixtape, a CD mix of that said Indecent Chocolates. So back in the day, my mom made a company called Indecent Chocolates. And around all the special holidays like Father's Day or Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, weddings, she got very creative and made explicit chocolates. And a lot of those chocolates, I remember her and her friends or my sister making these chocolates late at night to fulfill these orders. And they were selling like hotcakes. There were literally at times a bunch of chocolate, white or black chocolate penises on my mom's kitchen table. And I'm telling you, husbands were buying these for their wives left and effing right. I don't know why. And then she also had vaginas too. And like she would get super creative. So they'd be like white vaginas with like pink. And oh my God, if I find pictures, we're gonna post them up because this is late night. And which, by the way, to the lady, I'm not gonna put your name out. If you message me again, I'm gonna put you out there and complaining that you watch this with your child. That's your fault. You should not be watching anything like this past 9 p.m. ever again with your child. This is why it's at 9 p.m. So if you message me complaining that I speak with certain language and everything else like that, I'm going to block you and anybody else for that matter. Don't watch me with your children. This is not a child appropriate show. Now that I have that out the way, back to Indecent Chocolates. So, I'm going to go on my rants once in a while. Like things pop up and I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely got to get this out.
Candy penises. Somebody just joined the show, and that was the first thing they heard tonight. So
they're like,
welcome.
Welcome to I'll Piss You Off Shortly. So, but anyways, so let's go. Oh my God, Joe, I've been rambling. Oh, that's something that somebody was saying, but we'll talk about that later. I'm looking at the time clock and I'm like, whew, this is going to be one of those doozies. We'll go ahead and push through these. So we'll go to the first one. This is pretty funny. Since we're treaty, should be fun. I think the volume's kind of low. What we've got here is a young man in Upper East Side of New York, saying, "Hey yo, it'll be smart to get out the middle of the street, asshole. You effing egger with a hard ER." And by the way, as you guys look at this video, if you're watching live, yes, he is white. Yes, he has Connecticut tags. And oh, by the way, people, he's gay. So I put this on Yep, That's Racist because I said, man, as somebody that has part of...
Whoa.
Yes.
That guy's nuts.
Super nuts. Big nuts. And I said, and that was the thing, I said, you're acting this way and you're gay. And it's nothing wrong with that. Everybody knows I love everybody. So if you're going through the same fights and struggles that Black people are going through, why would you even have that same kind of hatred? Why would you show that kind of bigotry? Why would you even process that? Oh, well, that's why. Because that's right. You're only gay when it comes to making money. You ask me why, Joe?
Why? Because
good old Joseph O'Brien, aka Dustin Gold, is a bottom porn star.
Dustin Gold. That's funny.
So me being the great, what I would consider great podcaster I got to do my research. Oh, his titles are great. I'm not going to read them, but if you do some research, do your Googles, his bottom titles are amazing. So you can't have certain bottom titles like that out here calling people the N-word with a hard ER in the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And
Thank you for doing that research.
I'm sure if my girlfriend looks at my computer, she's going to be like, what the fuck? But you got, I got it. It's content, It's content. I gotta have it for you guys. Only, and I'll piss you off shortly. Are you gonna get that? Are you gonna get that content? And it's not, hey, cool. But Dustin Gold, if I ever catch you, I'm gonna treat you like a man. I don't care. I don't care who you bottom out to. I'm gonna treat you like a man. You call me with something with a hard ER, it's gonna be a problem. Let's get over to this next Karen over in our Vermonster of the Yep, That's Racist. I've got to. Oh, yeah. Just, I'm gonna let
free
her
college. Where y'all getting free college at?
Our test scores are higher. Oh man. Denise. By the way, they allegedly her name is Denise Simonu, something like that. Yes, I'm putting your name, allegedly putting your name out there because I believe all you Karens, if your name is out there, it should be publicized. Let's start with something first. Your test scores are higher. That doesn't make excuse.
Is that insulting or is that complimenting?
Sounds like jealousy. I think what she was trying to say was the average standardized test scores were lower or something like that, or like they bring our test scores down to make up for, the inequity that we have in the urban community. Well, I wonder why, Karen. Low expectations of students, cultural challenges, low student achievement, a lack of instructional coherence. There's a lot of different advantages out there where even what you were trying to say still is the reason why whatever the fuck you just said, your test scores are higher, doesn't make any sense. If you were really smart, Karen, you would know that our test scores are actually higher because we actually have to try a lot harder. We actually have to go through different classes. So we have to, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I took my SATs and ACTs, I was studying that shit for like 2 years before just to try and figure it out. So, Karen, what are you talking about? And then let's not even also talk about the inexperienced teaching in the urban community, the non-funding, the defunding of the educational system. So where could that even be an equal start? Then we'll go to free college. You've got to be fucking kidding me, Karen. Does the name Rick Singer ring a fucking bell? You can go F yourself and your full house, Karen, for all I care with that statement. So unlike suburban schools and rural school districts, urban schools districts operate in a densely populated area serving significantly more students. So all of this that you're talking about makes no sense. And I wish that somebody would shut her the fuck up. I don't know, Joe. What do you think?
I mean, what an asshole racist you have to be. Look, if you want to say all lives matter, okay, fine. But to say black lives don't matter at all to you makes you a racist.
Super racist.
I think that's pretty evident. There's no denying that one. I don't think that lady cares, but
she doesn't.
One of those people who should probably get punched in the mouth. I think that's just sort of par for the course.
I wonder if she realizes that she has a Serena Williams edition Nike hat on her head right now. I'm just saying she has a black woman's signature hat. Hey, I'll shut up.
I'm sure that Karen thinks that Serena's one of the good ones.
Yeah, and then she's talking about welfare too. I hate that argument where a lot of conservatives are like, black people stay on welfare. A lot of them don't even realize that the welfare system is literally made up of like 5 different things. So people forget that it's let's see here. I'm trying to where are my notes? Yes, I have notes, you fuckers. So So you pretty much have like unemployment, housing assistance, family and children assistance, workers' compensation, and Medicaid. I'll tell you right now, 2 of those things are inevitable. Everybody plus 65 or even before then is going to need Medicaid. And if you get injured, workman's compensation and Medicaid go hand in hand. And then housing assistance, guess her ass has never been step foot near a care better housing complex. Well, she hasn't because she's in Vermont. But if anybody in Connecticut, if you ever go to a care better housing complex, you'll see that it's not a lot of black people in there. It's definitely way more white than black.
Can I interject?
Of course.
Because, you know, when it comes to all lives mattering, they like to point out the fact that more white people are shot by the cops. Now, we know disproportionately black people get shot at a much higher rate, and that more white people get shot because they're 76% of the population, or 72%. So in this situation, this should only make sense, but whites actually make up the largest share of those receiving food stamps at 36%, and also Medicaid at 43%. Hispanics are second, and then down at the bottom of the list actually are black people. Now, somewhere, I'll tell you, I give you the history of this because I've studied it. Ronald Reagan developed the welfare queen in 1976 when he was running for governor of California. She was a big, heavy-set black woman, a lot of makeup, big nails, the whole nine, and she was living off the system. Previous to that, the face of unemployment was the white guys in their suits from the Great Depression who were standing in line in a suit waiting to get a job, and he changed welfare to be like this negative thing. And literally, that's why to this day, and I've had people challenge me on this, that, you know, black people are all on welfare. Well, no, white people are all on welfare. And again, this comes down to just like with the shooting stuff. It's, of course, more white people would be on it. There's so many more of them. Again, welfare is disproportionately affecting the black community, which is a smaller population, and there you go. So there's that's where numbers and percentages really sort of are important and really matter.
I thank you for that, Joe. Thank you for being my backup, and not even my backup, my right hand, and giving them those numbers, because I was just gonna give them a bunch of, you know, just talk shit and just call them a bunch of idiots. But Joe got my back. I come with the aggression, and he comes with the actual stats. You can't beat this winning team.
I like slapping people's faces with facts. I just think that's the best way to shut somebody's mouth.
Best way. That's what I'm talking about. So. Let's go to this Motown moron, which I feel ashamed for because I was actually born and raised in Detroit for a little bit, for a very, very short stint.
Your mommy proud of you?
Yes, my mom is proud of me. Yes.
She's dumber than you are.
Okay.
Is your mommy proud of you? You look like a hooker, honey. You look like a whore.
Okay.
Your mommy's proud of you?
Yeah.
You like black guys and you look like a whore. Go down that 8 Mile. You might make a few bucks.
Yeah.
This is so sad.
No, you are sad. How old are you? 18?
It doesn't matter.
You're dumb. You
Why are you looking at an 18-year-old like that?
Dumb. You look like a whore.
Pervert.
And your mommy's embarrassed, so go away.
He must feel good about himself.
Yeah, this idiot right over here. First and foremost, anybody that knows Detroit, if that's a black chick, 8 Mile is where a bunch of white people are. It's literally like industrial. So like, and that's where like white prostitutes are. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. So first of all, and then secondly, people like that really need to get punched in their mouth. Like, just punch in their mouth. Like, I don't know. That it triggers me right now, and like I'm trying not to say what I really want to say because I still have an audience to keep a little bit, the little audience that we do have. So, but first, like, why are you talking to somebody that young, anyways? Being that old, that's like creepy. That's creepy all in itself. And then addressing it, like, why are you addressing what she wears? Why are you addressing how she looks? Why are you even calling her a whore? Like, what gives you that right? Like, guys like that just deserve for a lot of bad things to happen to them, and I wish that somebody catches him in the streets one day. I really do.
Again, I don't know where any of these white people get the audacity to walk up to people. I mean, there's something wrong with you if all of the protests and everything that's going on in this country is, if it's affecting you that much, then I think you really have to ask yourself, what's wrong with you?
You, exactly. What is wrong with you? What is it so deep in you that makes you just continuously want to hate somebody or be triggered when literally it's words? Like, I don't know. I don't know. And a lot of the times, you know, that's why I put a lot of this, yep, that's racist out here, just to show, just to prove, not to sit there and necessarily debate about it or talk about it, because a lot of the shit you just can't, it's just out there. It's there. It's in your face. There's nothing else to say about it. But I want to continuously prove to people that racism still exists, because a lot of people like this sit there and say, oh, racism is not alive. America isn't racist. Oh, yeah, here we go. Proof is in the pudding. So as long as there's racism, we're still going to have a yep, that's racist. And like you said, I've said, it's probably one of my favorite parts of the show.
It is fun.
So, you know, I also want to applaud Karen's Going Wilds, because that's where I get a lot of my content from. So I will give kudos to them on Instagram, Karen's Going Wilds. If he ever happens to see like, hey, this guy keeps showing all your videos. Well, yeah, he has amazing content.
Rob, they put up more new videos every day than Pornhub.
Yes.
It's not good. There's way too many Karens going wild right now.
Way too much. I got to come up with a Karen's shirt. Maybe we'll throw that with the new logo. And do a giveaway. Ooh, that sounds good. But, you know, speaking of, since we're in Detroit, since we're in kind of that Motown, little fact, since we were talking numbers too, did you know that Michigan is one of the top states with registered militias or organized 3%ers?
That I did know. Yes, those people are pretty intense out there in the woods. I think it's all the lakes, all the salts, maybe. I don't know what it is.
It's just in the air, you know. Just
yeah.
You know. I have a video. I have a video of some scary 3%ers. Let's throw that up, because these 3%ers were in Louisville. Supposedly, these 3%ers were in Louisville. Supposed to be. Oh no, go ahead.
I don't know why you just did that.
Well, I don't know. So they're supposed to be protecting Louisville from NFAC, the Not Fucking Around Coalition.
It's like a hillbilly army.
Oh, these are 3%ers. We're 3%ers, Joe.
What does that mean? What is the 3%?
So apparently, here, if you want to kind of like just bump, like kind of like scroll, can you scroll? Because it's just like the same. I just kind of want to highlight what these idiots are doing, like a YouTube scroll, yeah. Scroll a little bit.
NFAC shows up, decided they want to wipe us all out.
Yes. 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 Perfect, Joe. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is exactly where I wanted to. Oh, you got it. So we'll stop it right here.
We're not going no further.
Oh, perfect. 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 I have the best producer in the world. So you guys listen up. This guy says if the NFAC comes around and decides to wipe us out, we have no cover. Well, look, you stupid idiot. You chose your spot. How are you supposed to be protecting Louisville and working in security forces with the police department, but you have no sense of security at all? Wide open. So yes, you dumbass. The police are not supposed to be catering to y'all. If you look in this video, if you guys, you know what I mean, as you guys look throughout the videos, I'm gonna start putting the links up there. You'll because this is a pretty long video. You'll see that this lady right here, who's supposed to be their leader, I wouldn't want her leading me. There's a lot of women. There's a lot of women that are in the military right now that I can think of that can definitely lead way better than her. And that buddy over there, I don't know what the hell he was talking about, but these people, so these 3%ers, these so what I understand from 3%ers are the last 3%. So the 3%ers were at the Civil War, the Revolutionary War or whatever. I'm sorry, the Revolutionary War. The 3%ers were the only 3%ers of the nation that actually fought during the war. I want to say, it's either Revolutionary War or Civil War. One of those wars, only 3% of the nation actually fought. And then it was supposed to be known as a lie. They're like, yeah, actually way more than that fought in the Revolutionary War. It was either Revolutionary War or the Civil War. Joe, you can fact check me on that. And so now these guys are not supposed to be a racial, not in line with the KKK. And she also says this in the video that they don't support the KKK. They're not affiliated with them, but they are here to uphold the justices and the peace of the United States and of their, states and all that. And apparently they're from Kentucky as well.
American Revolution, by the way.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. American Revolution.
Yeah.
I was there. I think, yeah. So they came in response to my friends, but I want to consider friends. I'll consider them friends and brothers and sisters of mine, even though I don't necessarily agree with them 100%, but they're not fucking around coalition, even though they did have a negligent discharge. Like, if anybody doesn't know what that means, that's when your firearm fires off when it wasn't supposed to. Not due to the fire. Let me rephrase that. Not due to the weapon just offing itself. Somebody mishandling a firearm set it off. But anyways, NFAC came to Louisville in demonstration to Breonna Taylor. And then these 3%ers decided to come around and try and defend. Apparently, when NFAC came around, they actually ran and left.
Before we get to that, can I just throw out a tidbit of info I've just picked up?
Yes.
So the name derives from the disputed and debunked claim that only 3% of American colonists took up arms against the Kingdom of Great Britain during the American Revolution. And it is an anti-government group. Canadian experts consider the group the most dangerous extremist group in Canada. I just think it's funny that that 3% thing is inaccurate. It goes to show when you're an idiot that you can convince yourself of anything.
That very true. Very true. And as you can see, look at she's got the just lost in the sauce fucking look. Oh, I don't know. So this is what this.
Do you want the other one?
I was just about to say. So keep this image in your head, and I'm going to show you guys what they were supposed to be going against, or keeping everybody safer. NFAC, not fucking around coalition. Oh, by the way, anybody that's not familiar with NFAC, they were the ones that were in Stone Mountain, Georgia. They were also the ones in Brunswick, Georgia for Ahmaud Arbery, all black militia. Doesn't sound like the audio's playing around. But anyways, with the NFAC.
No peace! No peace! No peace!
So when they come back, they don't feel aggression when they come back. Because they coming back.
Gwen, get over.
You good? No, you good. You good, brother. You good.
By the way, they had over 500 members there.
We gonna respect their distance, man.
These guys look much more badass than the other guys do.
Like, this is what you guys are all.
Oh, that's gotta suck for them. They're like, the black guys are even dressed cooler. This day sucks.
Oh, and that was my other thing. Like, if you're going to be a 3%er, take off the fucking uniform that I served in. If you want to wear that uniform, go serve, just like a lot of these members of the NFAC did, and then go wear that uniform. I got a bunch of uniforms since I earned that shit. Don't throw it on because you want to be cool. But look how badass, look how uniform they look, all black everything, just ready to fuck shit up. If need be. Now, we'll stop it here. I want to mention again that they did have a negligent discharge at ND, but once again, that shit happens. If you, and then for everybody that's going into the articles that are like, oh, they did that, how are they going to be that? You know how many people in the military shoot themselves by accident? Shit, we had a guy in my unit called Cheddar Bob. Anybody that knows 8 Mile, you know why we called him Cheddar Bob. Point blank period. So that shit happens. It doesn't, people, I've seen people handle firearms 24/7 to have an ND. I've had one and I'm super pro to it. So like, shit happens. Unfortunate. Everybody was safe. Nobody died. No charges or anything like that. They actually handled everything very, very nicely, I believe. And yeah. I hope, and also saying with the NFAC, they were able to get answers for Breonna Taylor and not going. I know I kind of went on a rant, kind of making fun of the 3%ers, but they actually got answers that we've been looking for. There were answers that people weren't necessarily happy with. They had to recreate the scene. They have to, do a bunch of other tests and get other paperwork situated. Apparently, when the mayor got the police report, well, the mayor handed the DA an empty thing. Now, how much do I trust all that? I don't know, but it seems like the Breonna Taylor case is actually getting some kind of momentum. Hopefully they put a foot on somebody's neck and we get justice for Breonna Taylor. So thank you, NFAC, for not only making the 3%ers shit themselves, but also getting answers, well-needed answers, and putting your foot on their neck. Let's go over to Portland, where shit is getting pretty interesting, and very, very difficult, to say the least. No, that looks like some NFAC action. Hey, I got to get better at, I'm starting to see that this is my fault. I got to get better at labeling my videos, people. These are federal agents, by the way. Anybody that's watching this live, we've got federal agents. These are not military guys. These are federal agents making arrests and mishandling, acting like cowards in Portland. Look at how they're detaining this guy. I mean, this woman.
That's disgusting.
His whole weight. He's sitting. Now he has. Isn't that statement something? Sounds familiar? I believe her.
This is a bad look, man.
It's okay because they're federal agents. You want to know how the federal agents? None of them are uniformed. Those boots aren't military issue boots. And my boots, like, come on now. These are all federal agents. Thugging. These are federal thugs in the streets of Portland, Oregon. Federal thugs. I can't. Yeah, we'll cut it here, Joe. We'll cut it here.
How? I mean, why? I can't even understand or fathom how anybody could think any of this is a good idea. Because if you're the police, I mean, it's seriously, and I think for the president, like, you got an election to win, and I know you want to be the law and order guy, but there's limits, I think, that all Americans have. And that kind of nonsense, I don't know that that's going to fly. It's not going to fly with the left. They're not going to fly in the middle.
No.
Going to have a tough time winning an election that way.
Super, super tough. And that's a whole, and Portland, that from what I hear, it's the whole city. The whole city is out there. So, and they've been out there fighting a good fight for 60 plus days. So thank you to all those frontliners out in Portland. If I have any words of wisdom or advice, when you guys get around those feds, there's a nice little pull tab on their riot gear. If you pull that pull tab, they whole kit coming off. It's donezo. Pull that pull tab, they whole kit coming off. It's a quick release. They're gonna be mad and then just start beating them on their fucking chest. Like, fuck those feds. Those feds, y'all are cowards. Y'all know those are illegal tactics. And I hope that your Trumpito doesn't get reelected and that all y'all can go to jail. I hope. Oh, this is sick. So thank you to everybody in Portland that's protesting still and rioting. Yeah, right. That kind of action deserves kind of rioting. I'm sorry. It's disgusting. Next thing we'll go to another disgusting and just gruesome murder, and which I feel is so tough, especially as somebody pro 2A, and also to lose another veteran. Rest in peace to Garrett Foster. He was killed in action during a protest in Austin, Texas. So as we see here,
Fight back! Fight back! Fight back! Fight back!
if you guys are, if you look at the video, the woman in the wheelchair, can you turn it down just a little bit? There we go. The woman in the wheelchair, that's actually Garrett Foster's fiance. Garrett Foster is the guy with the weapon right there, with the firearm. He was, I believe, an Air Force veteran. Now let's go ahead and shoot over to towards the end. And for all those that don't want to see this, you guys can don't stop watching, but close your eyes. So as they're protesting, you'll see Garrett. Try the more towards the end.
We are not trying to start.
Like, yeah, real towards the end. Like the last 3 minutes. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, here we go. So here we are. We're gonna hear gunshots. And at this point, this is where Garrett Foster. So this driver right here. All right. Yeah, we go. Let's stop it from here. So what everybody just heard, witnessed, and watched was the murder murder of Garrett Foster. What had happened was a driver decided to try and plow through and drive through the protesters walking through or protesting through the streets. Instead of just going ahead and waiting his time and being patient and just letting it go, he decided to progressively bump a couple people that were already in front of him. At that point, Garrett Foster, who did have an assault rifle, did approach the car. And this is where I say, I don't know how many people, how many listeners you guys are, pro 2A or, gun advocates. But it's very important that you must be at the ready at all times. And also, you have to be aware, situational awareness. And then, from what I understand, unfortunately, Garrett Foster did not know that this guy, this idiot, this murderer, had a firearm on him. But you also have to be responsible and aware at all times and be ready. Not saying that you can always, defend or react or whatever. And it's so unfortunate, but it pains me, especially like that, to see him actually have a firearm and not be able to defend himself. But I can understand that a lot of that also comes from him being in the crowd, in that kind of atmosphere, especially with that kind of caliber weapon. So for you all you conservatives that want to sit there and say, oh, that's what his ass gets, that's actually what you call positive weapon control. Positive weapon control, because I'm pretty sure Garrett Foster, more than likely sure that he could have just aired that whole thing out. But now he's been sacrificed. And by the way, his fiance is a quad amputee. Quad amputee. So now not only has she lost her life, but we've lost somebody in this fight. All because somebody was super impatient and had white fear over people that were walking past him already. So remember those people. I mean, first and foremost, yes, we want to remember those people that are losing their fight in this fight every day. But remember those that are pro 2A, those gun enthusiasts, that you have a certain responsibility to know before you engage, because you idiots that are like to pull the trigger way too quick, you ruin it for the ones that actually have that control. Those that actually are mature enough and adult enough to follow the legal laws. Those like Garrett that know how to appropriately use their firearms. Just videos like this really piss me off. Like, it really sends me to a whole nother level, and I wish that Garrett never had to go through this, and I wish and pray his fiance the best. It's super traumatizing. These protests, unfortunately, they're never going to stop. I know myself, I should definitely be out there more, but it's I don't know, it's getting nasty, and it's literally pushing, I think, what I would consider, and what many are considering, the second Civil War.
There's a lot of right-wing media that's really hyping that up. Talk to enough idiots, convince them that it's happening. It's combustible.
I don't think that it's as as blatant as the original Civil War, but now this is going to be starting to get there, and it's building there. So it's hard to sit there and say, hey, go ahead and protect yourself, get a firearm. But look, Garrett had a firearm and didn't do anything for him. He's lost his life.
Well, they also think they're the only ones with weapons.
Yes, very true. And it'd behoove them to not try and find out this way.
You are correct, sir.
Very, very behoove them. Which I should probably, kind of watch what I say, because right now I'm unemployed. And I think this podcast is starting to keep me unemployed. So needless to say, Ella's home, and anybody that doesn't know Ella is my 2015 Road Glide. She is my baby. She's been out of commission for for the last month. And as you guys see there's a picture of me, my son, and my Ella. Hi, baby. But anyway, she was out of commission, and she was at my previous employer. I'm not going to name their names, but if you guys put two and two together, if you guys are smart, you'd probably be able to figure it out. So I go pick up Ella, right? And I'm like, man, let me go ahead and talk to my boys and, see what they're saying. Maybe, they might be thinking about hiring me back soon. Now, remind you, between calling, and actually what was almost supposed to be a promotion, when I thought, that I got turned down for, and then there was actually supposed to be somebody else, which we'll get into that in a second. But anyways, I go to get Ella. I'm like, hey, let me figure out what's going on with all this COVID stuff. I'm ready to actually work. Money's going to be coming out. I'm going to be, that national money's gone. Well, that federal money's going to be gone, supposedly. I need to get back to work. They're like, yeah, long story short, you're too hot. I said, too hot? They said, yeah. You've got a lot of things going on with you in your personal life. Well, what do you mean? Well, with all the, and I said, oh man, here we go. I said, well, with all the what? Pretty much with all my activist stuff, with my podcast, with Clan Hunter, with also, which I talked to one of the bosses, because I decided to reach out after this conversation, because I talked to one of the managers, and then one of the managers that I thought I was pretty, I figured I'm pretty, decent with. So apparently after the video, so my previous employer had a situation where a previous employee decided to send a nice threat to, oh Jesus, I know I had this thing typed out, but anyways, sent a nice threat to one of our senators, Senator Omar, the Muslim senator out of Minnesota. He decided to pretty much say, hey, where are all our Pro 2A guys? We've acquired a target. We need to take her out now. Well, with that being said, I think I have this quote because I really want to. Oh, here we go. Well, that's what happens. And I quote my previous employee. I won't put his name out there, but he had quoted and said, well, that's what happens when you put terrorists in your government. She needs to be taken out by any means necessary. Second Amendment supporters, where are you? Target acquired, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So this previous employee, let me also preface this with me and him have had two, not one, but two racial tense incidences where he, being an Italian descent, like Long Island Italian descent guy, 50 something years old, me being a black guy, super conservative on his side, pretty much having Karen and Ken moments with me, or being very slight, borderline racist to it has caused verbal situations with me and him, right? So preface this with this happening about a month or so ago. He gets fired. So as he gets fired, I get contacted from a newspaper guy, and he's like, hey, do you know about this? I'm like, nope, I'm not aware, but no, let me go back. Somebody else reaches out to me, and then I reach out to the original poster. The original poster says, yes, I would love to talk to you about this guy. So I reach out, me and him talk for a second. And I let my job know that, what was going on. And because I wanted to ask my job what the hell was going on, because my name was getting thrown in there that he had information on me as far as somebody that he would want to talk to, the newspaper guy. So as this kind of pans out, I go to my employer and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Do you guys know about this? They're like, yeah, we let him go. That was, that's against, those kind of statements, won't be tolerated here. Da, 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 da. Oh, okay, cool. I'm so glad you guys are doing that. What about me? Rob, we love you. Keep doing, we'll let you know as soon as things get, better. Once we start making more business, da, da, da. So meanwhile, while I'm there, right, these guys decide, well, while I'm there, I notice that the showroom is packed and people are ready to do test rides. And the couple sales guys that are there, they're like, sorry, it's only a couple of us and we're busy right now. It's going to be like a 30 to 45-minute wait. But meanwhile, one of the owners just said, hey, we'll call you back and hire you when we get business again. So you guys are super packed to the max, but don't have space to hire me. So anyways, so now we're going to fast forward to recently when I found out why they now won't hire me. So because of the video from the police station, because of the situation with the previous worker who decided to threaten a government official personally over Facebook, they said I would not be a fit because it would draw too much heat to them. So I said, being black and having a voice is now hindering me once again. You have an old worker who also proved himself countless time and time again, countless of awards, countless of above and beyond achievements, top gross sales out of everybody. Didn't always have the amount of sales, but my quality, whenever I got a sale, I was outselling everybody. You know what I'm saying? So like, and my gross numbers prove that. So all my numbers were there. All my stuff was proven worker. So now you come and say, we're not hiring you because you're too hot. Because I have a voice. So if anybody knows me or anybody's been following me, I know that I've gotten a new followers. Please let me know. I understand that, and that's the thing. I understand that this is a private business, so I can't be upset. They can do whatever they feel. But at the same time, it looks pretty fucked up on their side. And I'm just coming to the point where I'm probably now, I'm starting to learn that this is kind of the outcome of this. And I kind of knew that this was going to happen. Not necessarily with them, but maybe as I started to kind of maybe have to get back into the employment world, that this might come to bite me in the ass. But in a way, I'm kind of happy because once again, it proves that I'm still going through these kind of situations.
When we started this segment and you said that they didn't want to bring you back because you're too hot, I thought they had seen this picture. That was what I thought. And that made sense to me.
Too sexy for my shit. Too sexy for my. I love that.
That picture made my weekend when I saw it on Facebook, by the way.
Oh, I'm so glad. I love that picture. And the best part about our son just running away, I was like, that's like the best part about it. Like it literally encompasses us all in one. Just the best. And that picture was at my sister's wedding, for anybody that's wondering. Thank you for bringing that up. That was awesome.
Yeah, I had to.
I'm glad that kind of eased the move, because like I'm really not trying. Like, so the past couple like days, I've been like, oh, I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give it to him. I got a platform now. But I'm like, you know what? It's not even like I want it to be known that this is kind of the outcome. But then at the same time, you know, maybe this is a better chance. Maybe it's like, cool, maybe this is my destiny. Maybe this is my calling. Maybe I'll find success in this. So it's just like, and I will say now that I've actually, because of COVID, I've had time to do all this kind of stuff. But it's still in my book kind of like fucked up, especially when I go in there and like the owners, hey, Rob, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Da, 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 da. But you guys have countless week on week meetings saying, yeah, no, we saw that video. We watched this video of him and the police, and that was just too much. We see his brand, Clan Hunter, and that's just too much. We can't have our customers get mad at that. So if that bothers you guys, then I guess really I know who I'm working for. Oh, and not to mention, Joe, this is the same company that I had a whole racial experience with, Farmington Police Department, for working with them. And all I got from them was, sorry that happened to you. Let's get back to work. And work the same event the next day. Smile on my face, selling my ass off. So this is the same guy but if anybody can put two and two together, I'm not going to put their name out there, but if you can put two and two together, find their social media, you'll see what I offered to that company. You'll see. And then to get this kind of like kick in the ass, it's like, wow, this is what you guys really thought about me. And then, you know, you guys have the conservatives. Oh, people are unemployment and I don't want to go back to work. No, motherfucker, I actually want to go back to work. I actually love my job. Yes, the money's nice. I would like to go back when, you know what I'm saying? But still, you're hiring me. It's not because I'm a bad worker. It's not because I stole from you. It's pretty much saying like, hey, we think we're going to steal from you, so we're just going to fire you now. Like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't done any of those things. Oh, by the way, talking about stealing, I was also falsely accused of stealing. And then one of the owners was like, oh, yeah, that's right. He didn't steal that. I said he can borrow that piece of equipment.
Oops.
I almost got fired that day. So these are the kind of things that I get put up against. And then you're like, yeah, you're just too hot. So thank you guys. Thank you for beautifully fixing my motorcycle. Thank you for getting Ella back up and running. Other than that, hey, I got a new job here. I'll piss you off shortly. That's my new job. Welcome to the world. To them, it was fun, but we'll see what happens out of this. We'll see. It's not the last.
One door closes, another door opens.
Exactly. So maybe I'll be unemployed forever. I don't know. Have they decided yet on the new stimulus? or
it's
the monthly?
Looking pretty good.
Oh, unemployed forever.
Yeah, them Republicans are coming around a little bit on that dough. They know that election's right around the corner, and now all of a sudden they're ready to start ponying up. So
yeah, they gotta figure it out. I don't know. Maybe we can start getting. Maybe you guys start liking my content and getting these advertisement dollars, so I don't have to worry about it. You know, maybe I can go and fish some of that Atlanta media money, because I heard Atlanta got a lot of that media money while I'm out there. Go fish some of that Atlanta media money for us, man.
I like that.
You know, I don't know if it's I heard TikTok's not out there, but I gotta get some. Maybe we gotta start advertising through TikTok. I heard. Shit, what was I saying? Oh, TikTok with they have a bunch of ads now. They're going from like the actual teen videos to actual advertisements. So like now I see all the things I say, why TikTok? Just advertise through TikTok. I'm like, what? That makes no sense. So I guess they're switching to like an advertisement platform.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, but yeah, or you can get video. I thought TikTok was for videos like this.
Say my name, no one is around you. Say, baby, I was thinking about me, thinking about what we gon' be. Sometimes love comes.
So apparently, these kids.
It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip.
Like, how do you not know any of this?
I think that you should let it burn. When the feeling ain't the same in your. No matter what I do, all I think about is you.
I'm just more in awe, like they don't know.
I don't believe that.
You know what I mean?
You can't possibly not know any of this.
Like, I wanna.
Come on, even I know that one. My God,
Like,
that's like from a few years ago. That's baloney. I don't believe that.
So yeah, if we're making bullshit videos like that, fake videos like that, then maybe we should start advertising on TikTok, even though they're stealing all our information. That's where I was trying to go with that. That's where I was trying to go. These kids and their fucking TikToks. I need to find somebody to actually, realistically, I need to find somebody that can make me a TikTok for this show.
Oh, my daughter spends like 75% of her day on TikTok watching crap just like that.
Wow. Maybe we should make a TikTok.
My daughter says to me all the time, she's like, want me to make you a TikTok? I'm like, no. Just do your own stupid TikTok. You want a TikTok? We'll TikTok.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? I guess other than that horrible music, kids. Here we go. Kids these days. There was one more thing I wanted to kind of touch on. Speaking of touching, are you for pro spanking or anti spanking?
I'm not a spanker. I don't, I like to reason with the kids. I feel like that's a better way to go, but not like, like I put them in their place, but I try to make it a lesson, but
Gotcha.
You got to kick me or something to get a slap on your butt or whatever. You got to be like really acting a fool.
You got to be out there. Okay. So I guess the next appropriate question would be, do you say something or do you mind your own business when you see this video?
Sit your ass down.
That's my favorite
She's
part.
already sitting.
She's already
sitting. She can't sit anymore.
You see how she corrected herself?
Oh my God. Can I play that again? That's insane.
Sit your ass down.
I will say this. There's two things wrong with this video. And we've already addressed one. Bro, she's already sitting. And two, why didn't you give her that same energy? Now, granted, if I had a daughter or granddaughter, I thought I probably couldn't do the same thing. And two, we don't know if the granddaughter was doing the same thing. I come from the era of one gets it and you're around, you all get it.
Oh, yeah.
So now, if I saw that in public, I mind my own business. I spoil the rod, spoil the job. That's how I was raised. Now, Donnie doesn't get it like that, but he's gotten popped appropriately. We'll say that. Now, me on the other hand, I've been on the other hand of formal corrective training, I guess you would say. I grew up in a house with a paddle that about this size that said "Mind Changer" written in Sharpie, and it was used quite often. So
my dad had literally like a whooping stick. It was a bow and arrow.
Okay.
That the string had snapped, and when you moved it, it went, and it was usually that across the back of the thighs.
Yeah. See,
and I'm an asshole. So when he would be like, "You want more?" I'd be in tears, dude, and I'd be like, "Yes," because I couldn't help myself. And I always got beat more because I couldn't shut my mouth.
Oh man, that's funny. I think that was me too. Like my mouth always got me in trouble. Like I can hear my siblings now. Like, Rob, shut the fuck up. Even though my sister, I remember me and her. I don't remember what we did, but we pissed my mom off so bad. She came like chasing us down the whole house with the belt, and like I went to dive over the couch, but I don't think I made it. But my sister dove over the couch and like darted and left me. And I was like, "We're supposed to be in this together." And she's like, "Nope, that ass whooping's all you." And yeah, I definitely got all that. So with that being said, we'll go in rotation with the pleasant song that I believe fits this whole episode. Yo Gotti featuring Meek Mill, F You. When you guys hear this from the intro to just every verse to the hook, if you ever just need a release and just tell somebody to F you, this is that song to go to. And I felt I needed this song as I walked out of my old place of employment, as I got a message from that lady that decided to watch this with her child because she felt that, oh, I know Robert. Like, I'm definitely not the kid Robert you used to know. So don't come at me. F you to anybody that feels some type of way about this podcast, because I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep making it. I'm going to keep giving you guys all these hour-and-a-half long podcasts that Joe's ready to go to sleep for. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys as always. This has been an amazing show. Make sure you guys are out there going at www.clovercrestmedia.com/I'll piss you off shortly. I'll piss you off shortly.com for my blogs, which I promise you there will be one up this Thursday, and starting, going back into bi-weekly with that. My giveaway. Everybody that's listening now, if I still have listeners out right now, make sure you guys go follow I'll Piss You Off Shortly on Instagram. There's going to be a link for a giveaway. I'm going to be doing an I'll Piss You Off Shortly grab bag, t-shirt, mask, socks, and phone case if you have an iPhone or a Galaxy. So go ahead, get the jump on that. You'll have a 24-hour jump head start to get cracking on that. I'll Piss You Off Shortly on Facebook. I'll Piss You Off Shortly on Instagram. YouTube coming very soon this week. Follow us for all the good content, invitations. I'm Rob Benjamin. That's Joe Guire. This is I'll Piss You Off Shortly. Good night.
One day. I will get it right one day. Hey, remember how many times you used to do the messages for for your voicemail? It goes something like this. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for locking into another episode of I'll Piss You Off Shortly. This is the podcast where we debate everyday issues, pushing your thought process beyond what's normal. The topics discussed here are meant to be intense, promote growth, and at times may have you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Me too, a little bit. We may not always agree, and we will more than likely have varied opinions. But with that being said, I can't promise to be your favorite podcaster. Neither do I want to. But I can promise to be transparent, fair, and open-minded. So please, if you think you've got the stamina, passion to debate, analyze, and challenge the normal, please take a number. I promise you, I'll piss you off shortly. Hey, mama.